Drinking buddies, Hardin's Creek is a line that has mostly eluded me, mostly because they don't seem to release any of it in Arizona. But it's one of Jim Beam's premium offerings, and I did get to try Jacob's Well last year. It was a friend gave me a sample, and it was excellent. But my good friend Zach was nice enough to send me a flight of the 2023 releases. Let's figure out which one's the best.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. So Hardin's Creek is a line that I was a big fan of Jacob's Well, but that was the only one I got to try. Yeah, this was sent to me by a good channel member. His name's Zach, good buddy of mine. And what's a channel member, you say? Well, you pay a couple bucks a month. You help keep this channel afloat. All these whiskeys cost a lot of money, and you contributing a couple bucks a month really helps me keep doing this. So if you're willing to do that, that's awesome. If you're not willing to do that, just do me a favor, hit like and make sure you're subscribed. Wow, this smells excellent. This is a cherry bomb. I just had some, right before this, I had some Weller 12, kind of a warm up, and this is cherrier than Weller 12. Wow. Very peanutty on the palate. There's some oak here. It's a little bit herbal. Like the cherry on the nose almost turns into like an herbal, like rose thing on the palate. So peanut butter and rose jam. That one's good. Let's see what else we got to offer here. Another great nose. This one's like cinnamon, and this one's a bit herbal too. I mean, Jim Beam, high rye maybe. There's a little bit of a dankness on here, so a little bit of that leather shoes and old books type vibes. That's an older gal. That's got medicinal cherry, lots of oak, kind of a mouth drying tannic thing. That is an older gal, and that is tasty. That is good. That, no offense to glass one, that kind of knocks that one out of the ballpark. Yeah, no, this one's in the similar nose to glass two, where it's like that dankness I often talk about, where it's like a damp basement. It's like a damp basement, but in a good way. Leather-bound books and little subtle cola. That one's a little spicy. That one's the highest proof so far. Very long finish, but not knocking me away with notes. Just long finish of bourbon, vanilla, and oak. Not as good as glass two, I don't think. But hey, things change when I go through them a second time. So. Ooh. Now this nose is kind of like if you mixed the two dank ones here with some of the like fresher herbal spicy things off of glass one. And fruity things off of glass one. Because this is like fruit and dank. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's really tasty. That is a lot of classic Jim Beam flavors. Bourbon, vanilla, peanuts for days. Yeah, dry roasted peanuts. Wow. Yeah, I dig that. Butterscotch. That is that's along the same lines as glass one. These two in the middle taste like older beam, and the two on the ends taste like younger beam. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to go through these one more time, and then when I come back, I will tell you which one's my favorite. I'm not going to make any guesses because I actually don't even know what all the releases are other than Jacob's Well. So they're not released in Arizona, so I didn't bother, planning to hunt for them and doing all my research because they're not available here. All right, I actually had a really hard time here because I like all four of these quite a bit. I would say all four of these are a buy for me. There isn't one up here that I wouldn't buy. There isn't one up here that I wouldn't recommend. And the more I sipped on them, the more I think they're really close. I had heard there's one of them that was kind of polarizing. Like some people didn't like it because it has some like younger stuff blended into it. None of these are drinking too youthy. None of these are drinking like a bad whiskey. I really like all four. So my glasses didn't change order, but I changed the order of these to explain my favorite to least favorite. My favorite was B. My second favorite was D. My third favorite was C. And then my least favorite was A. So nothing really changed dramatically when I went through them the second time. The only thing that really changed is I liked D a little bit more than C on my second time through. Anyway, let's see what I've been drinking. That D is pretty good. It almost moved up even higher. I don't know, that D is really good. D I could see being my favorite. Anyway. Okay. So A, which was my least favorite, was the Claremont. B, which was my favorite, was the Jacob's Well. Now that is the one that I had before and I knew it was exceptional. C is the Frankfurt, so that's the one I put in third place. And D is the Boston batch, which I put in second place. So my favorite was Jacob's Well. My second favorite was Boston, and then Frankfurt, and my least favorite was Claremont. So I'm going to pause this real quick and get a little more information about them. Okay, so I had to do a little research, and turns out the one that was a little polarizing that had the 2-year-old distillate blended into it was called the Colonel James A. Beam Hardin's Creek. So that one's not even in here. The Claremont, which was A, is 17 years old and 110 proof. The Jacob's Well is 109 proof and 15 year. The Frankfurt is 17 years at 110 proof. And the Boston is 17 years at 110 proof. So 3 of these should have tasted pretty similar, and one of them should have been slightly different. And that's not what happened. They all taste very different, which is pretty cool. Whiskey is cool, drinking buddies. Cheers, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. I couldn't do this without you. Every time you guys like a video, every time you guys subscribe to the channel, you make this thing possible. If you do the extra stuff like becoming a channel member or, clicking the link down below to, buy some Glens from me or anything like that, that is, above and beyond. Just liking and subscribing, really appreciate any of that. Cheers.
I'm your drinking buddy.